Want dis ons land, dis ons taal, en sonder soek aan ons gaan stories haal. Maar we lewe in die tuine hooggebou uit sand, die helder see en die goue strand. Die landskap wat oor generasies vertel, die harte wat in ritme met die golwe val. Ons land, ons taal.
Goeiemôre Leandria.
Goeiemôre outes en goeiemôre aan ons Kletskompas kykers. Hoe gaan dit vandag?
Lekker. Effens winderig, maar ek gaan nie kla nie.
Ja nee, ons mag nie kla nie, outes, ons mag nie kla nie. Ja, en vandag se program bring ons 'n bietjie vir julle voorblad nuus en dan gesels ons met Andeline Wieland. Sy is 'n plaaslike skoonheidskoningin en sy vertel vir ons 'n bietjie wat daar gebeur by the Bachelor South Africa.
Realiteit TV-ster, né?
Ja, so sy het 'n bietjie liefde gaan soek, maar ongelukkig het sy toe nou nie die kat gemaak nie, so sy vertel vir ons bietjie wat daar gebeur het
Sy moet henties toe gaan. maar sy sal uitvind hoekom ons sê sy moet henties toe gaan.
So, moet nou nie ver gaan nie, ons sien julle nou.
Ja, en ons kuier hier by die Jetty restaurant. En dan, julle weet mos, julle wat vis vang, mag nie vis vang nie.
Onder geen omstandighede.
Ja. Maar ons het vir julle 'n verrassing. So bly met ons. Leandria, wat hou vandag se voorblye vir ons uit?
Ja, daar op die Namibian Sun se voorblad is 'n hoofberig, 6 corona patients in self-isolation at home. Nou Jemima Beker skryf dat 6 van die land se 16 coronavirus gevalle is tans by die huis in self-isolation en die ander 5 is in hospitaal of government medical isolation facilities. Nou dit was bevestig deur ons Health Ministry se executive director Ben Nangombe. En soos ons weet 3 mense is ook nou al recover van hierdie virus.
Ja, sê.
En dan op die Namibian Sun se voorbeeld is daar nog 'n beriggie, MUN sharpens claws on scorpion. So die Mine Workers Union of Namibia het ons mines minister Tom Awindo daarvan beskuldig dat hy is besig om die regering te mislei, want Scorpion Zinc het glo nog nie hulle se saak kom present nie en Scorpion Zinc het gesê hulle is set om into care and maintenance te gaan.
Ja, ek dink klomp mense gaan hulle werk verloor daar, né?
Ja. En dan is daar nog 'n beriggie op die Namibian Sun se voorblad wat dan praat oor die services wat deur MobiPay payment solutions aan die government provide word, gaan free of charge gedoen word. So daar's nie 'n tender uitgestuur vir hierdie spesifieke services nie.
Okay. Ja, die Republikein gesels oor die aanlyn onderrig van sowat 800 000 leerlinge landwyd wat amptelik op 20 April begin wanneer die skole weer heropen. En dis baie duidelik gestel, geen leerlinge van die meer as 30 000 onderwysers by 1897 skole landwyd gaan fisies skool bywoon nie. Baie belangrik, né? Ek dink dit klaar hierdie onsekerheid in. Moet die kinders skool toe of moet die kinders nie skool toe nie?
Definitief.
En dan die eerste minister, mevrou Sarah Kogongwela Madila, sê geen tender is aan enige iemand toegeken om te help met die verspreiding van die regering se COVID-19 noodpakkette nie. En dan die eerstydse klere en tekstielfabrieksgebou van Ramatex aan die westelike buitewyke van Windhoek gaan opgeknap word om as 'n isolasiegeriewe vir COVID-19 gevalle gebruik te word.
Dis so lekker om te sien hoe privaat individuals en die regering bymekaar kom om te veg.
Dis daarom nie net doom and gloomy, né?
Presies.
Ja, en dan ook op 'n ander noot, 5 Namibiaanse rugbyspelers wat teruggekom het uit Engeland uit, kan van hulle was in self-quarantaine. Hulle kan vandag met hulle families verenig
Ai,
word.
dis goeie nuus outes, dis
Ja,
baie
sê,
goeie
ja,
nuus.
sê.
Ja, en dan die algemene zeitung sluit dan ook aan by die Republikein oor hierdie onsekerheid van die skole. So hulle het 'n lekker voorblad berig daar wat alles mooi uiteensit om te sê dat die skole open wel die 20ste April, maar dit is nou net om die tweede trimester se kurrikulum te implementeer. So daar word nou gekyk hoe onderwysers en leerders dan nou skool gaan gee en skool gaan kry sonder dat hulle nou fisies by die skool gaan
Ja,
wees.
sê, ja, sê.
Maar soos hulle sê privaat en staat, elkeen het mos maar sy eie uitdagings
Manier
op die einde
dinge
van die
doen
dag.
ook,
Ja.
ja.
En dan nou op die Ronkos of so
Die Rongo was die hele streek vol hierdie
Ja.
week, né? Ons was bietjie in Omaruru, Karibe, Zusikus, Arandas en so aan. En op Usakos het ons met die eienares van Engine One Stop gesels, mevrou Irene Simeon Kurz. En sy het vir ons so 'n bietjie vertel oor die impak van hierdie COVID-19 virus op haar besighede. Hulle kan gerus gaan lees wat sy te sê het daarso. En dan die Suid-Afrikaanse sanger Armand Steenkamp het op die strand in Henties Bay trou gevra vir sy meisie van 5 jaar, Ananya.
Sjoe.
En het lyk vir my die dinge gebeur hier so by die seelig, né?
Ja.
Ja. En lyk my is 'n geskikte plek om vir die ja-woord te vra, want hier kry jy nie nee vir 'n antwoord
Nee,
nie.
glad nie.
Ja, sê. Maar dit was daarom nie net liefde nie, aan die orde van die dag. Hy was ook hier, dis nou Armand was ook hier om sy video, musiekvideo vir sy liedjie Diepsteek en Lank Lê te kom maak, né? Ja. So ja, en dan 10 jeugdiges het opleiding by die kantoor van die konstitusionele raadslid op Walvis Bay ontvang as deel van 'n werkskepingsprojek. Hulle is opgelei in skeffelbou en dan ook vrkmotor bestuur.
Ja.
Baie positiewe nuus daar. En dan Tunakor en Nasawu het 'n salarisooreenkoms gesluit vir die volgende 2 jaar.
Ja, en hy het 'n lekker salarisooreenkoms want hy werkers het 7.5% se increase gekry op die einde van die dag.
Ja, sê.
So, moenie vergeet om vandag se Republikein te kry nie, want die Rongo is daar lekker nuus daar binne, maar ook gaan loer op ons webwerf www.irongo.com.na waar ons vir julle nuus bring van oral oor die streek.
Die golwe van ons land ontstaan.
Hi everyone, Andeline Wieland here, your local beauty queen, also more recently popular for being on the Bachelor South Africa season 2. Wow, I've been in Namibia quarantining now with the whole COVID-19 situation, but I was voted off of The Bachelor 2 weeks ago. And yeah, it's been very interesting. I had a lot of questions from people, so I thought I should just address it. Being on the show was absolutely fun. Like, it was one of the most unique experiences I've ever had in my life. Just being on such a big production set, being in such a very intense process. I think everybody currently knows what it feels like to be in quarantine and being isolated at home, but that's basically how shooting a series like this is as well. You have no contact with the outside world, so you can focus purely on just the process at hand. So this is kind of like a round 2 for me, just without a production crew and without a boyfriend. But yeah, it was an absolutely fun experience. I got to make a lot of friends. I got to get to know a lot of phenomenal women. As much as, you know, we fight in the house, we also did get along. A lot of them were such like literal boss babes in their own right, with their own things going on, and so like, yeah, strong women. So I think a lot of them, I just feel I can't wait to find out who their forever person is. Yeah, who the love of their life is, just because they've really built up a world for themselves, and now they're just looking for that final piece to complete it. Yeah, it was very interesting, just because I had to kind of you know, I'm very like family focused, so being in the house without my mom and them there where I could ask for advice and ask for like their opinion on things is very difficult. But I learned in the process so much about myself, and it was also really fun just getting to style a lot of the girls' hair and makeup for the cocktail parties. My jewelry brand Untold Jewelry, which I'm wearing now as well. Also, I gave a lot of the girls accessories to wear with their evening gowns or during the day, so that was also really fun, just seeing other people enjoying the work that I do. I'm very artistic, so I think you would have seen in the show like that really came through. So it's just been really fun for me to launch my businesses, Untold Jewelry and the Snow White Project, where we rent out evening gowns in a program like this. And then of course also just to focus on trying to find love. I am still looking for somebody. Well, not looking, I'm waiting for somebody. So yeah, if anybody out there has a friend they'd like to introduce to me, let me know. Anyways, yeah, so that was The Bachelor. All of us are probably a little bit fed up with currently being stuck at home with the whole COVID-19 situation. I am quite frustrated because I work as a hair and makeup artist on weekends, and I'm still busy studying, and then also run my 2 businesses, but everything's basically frozen until the ban is lifted and we can all go outside again. So I am workless at the moment, which is very frustrating and also concerning just because of lack of finance and that kind of stuff coming in. So if you guys want to support me, you can shop online on Untold Jewelry, www.untoldjewelry.co.za. To support me, you can buy some of the beautiful accessories. We will obviously only ship them after we're allowed to, but that's a way you can financially support me if you'd like to. But yeah, how else have I been keeping myself busy? Well, I'm still working my way through this huge book about the Second World War. It's just, it's heavy reading, it's very detailed, so I've loved this just as a break. I've been doing my daily Disney quarantine transformations on my Instagram and Facebook pages, so you can just go to my stories every day, check out which character I'm doing. That's been quite fun. Yesterday was Princess Merida. And then I've recently picked up a new skill. I'm busy trying, this is new, okay, I talked my sister out to do this, but I'm busy embroidering pocket squares, or yeah, like handkerchiefs for my grandfather. So that's a new skill I learned. And then of course just styling my sister's hair. I've started sorting through some cupboards and stuff. My sisters and I also baking, which I think everybody has resorted to. We also take turns in the house to cook meals. And then we have little workouts that we do at home. And yeah, we go walking with the dogs every now and then just for some other outside activities. So yeah, just keeping, I think, calm and sane. And then of course, how can I forget watching The Bachelor every Thursday night as of course part of the routine. We want to see who wins. Yeah, so just I think what's most important is that you do something that either intrigues you or something that calms you down, something that keeps your mind occupied. I love like home renovations and things like that, so I helped my sister yesterday change some of her picture frames to something new. Yeah, do things that make you feel like you've accomplished something. My sister's a bit more technical, Marguerite, so she's been learning new skills like how to program a website and things like that with like free online courses. So yeah, do things that make you feel alive and then make you feel like you've done something at the end of the day. Then I think time passes much faster and you don't feel so crammed into your own space. Hope that helps. So I think this is probably one of the most unique situations we've ever been in, especially my generation. I've always loved history and I've always said, you know, often I base my decisions of my life on, you know, research of what people in previous situations did. But just considering the fact that the most recent epidemic was the Spanish flu, it's quite scary just because my own parents have never been in a situation like this. So I think this is just a good time. I know everybody keeps saying, you know, get fit, learn a new skill, you know, do things like that, be productive. But if you're not doing that right now, and just kind of getting through life day by day and figuring this all out and how you feel, so I just want to tell you that's okay. I think a lot of us have pressure that we should come out of this like skinnier and more motivated and have like businesses sorted out and everything, and it's not the case. This is extremely unusual. I'm very lucky that I can be with my family in a time like this, but there are a lot of people out there that are alone at home, that don't have things to entertain them, and I just want to tell you it's okay. Like, everything will be fine, and in a year or two from now you will forget that you spent 3 weeks of your life not being very productive. So take every day as it comes. Do things that make you happy. My family and I focused a lot on spending time with each other and getting to just know each other again, because I mean, I've lived out of the house for 7 years now, so it's really nice just getting to know everyone in more detail and how we've grown. But also make sure you have your own space. I kind of make a point of it to be alone for a few hours a day, just so I don't get irritated with the people I'm living with. But yeah, I think stay positive, follow things on social media that make you happy and that don't freak you out, don't share fake news, and also just be skeptical in general of things that people send you. I can probably tell you that about 75% of all news that you're currently taking in is not 100% accurate, and I think it's worse in the sense that it's fear-mongering and it's creating people to panic and freak out. And just stay calm, stay at home, do what you can, and yeah, I think if you're a person of faith, like, just put your faith in that, but do what the people are telling you. Don't freak out about infected tests and things like that. It's okay. This is not the end of the world. We will make it through this. Tomorrow is going to be a better day, and we're gonna all get out of this. So get yourself ready for when we all have to start working again, but don't freak out too much in the current situation. Thank you again so much for listening. So recently I got to talk about my growing up and how it feels like being on the receiving end of bullies and being bullied, and it was very interesting for me to share that about myself and just relive, I guess, some of my childhood worst experiences. And it's been very interesting because since being on the show, social media has been lovely on the one hand, but on the other, a lot of internet trolls, a lot of people on Twitter that don't know me from a bar of soap, but have so much to say about me. And, you know, it kind of just like reawakens that thing of that, unfortunately, even as grown-ups, we have this continuous thing where we judge each other, and I don't think anybody actively knows that they're bullying someone, but where you put someone down with no bearing around it, really. So yeah, I think just a reminder that people on your television screens are people. We have feelings and emotions, and the parts of us that you see on TV is like a 2% of what was filmed and what actually happened. It's not the full story. So be slow to anger. I think that's always like the one thing I say, like, be slow to judge, be slow to anger. Try to see things from our perspective as well, and be kinder. I think in general, be lovely in general. If we were kind with each other, especially in times like now, like at the moment, where we are quite frustrated with everyone and everything. And I think it's very good just to practice patience and practice not being prejudiced towards certain people or certain things. I myself have to learn that all the time. You know, there are people out there that do things different to you, and that doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It just means it's different, and you have to be okay with that. So yeah, I think it's just important in general that adults need to realize that it is possible for an adult to still be a bully to someone else, especially younger children. Don't involve people's kids. It's not your battle to fight, and we don't know the effect it has on young children. And then just in general, like, building people up is so much more effective in the long run than trying to break them down to get yourself above, you know. So I always say just help others up instead of stepping on them to get to the top. But yeah, you guys all know how I feel about bullying and body positivity, and I just want to encourage you to keep striving towards happiness and goodness as opposed to breaking others down. So, as a last question, I've been asked about the misconception and negative stigma around pursuing art and artistic things as a career. Since I was in high school, I was in MPI for until matric, and I was a very good math and science student as well, but I was very good at art and languages. And when I told my teachers I was going to study drama at Stellenbosch University, a lot of them were very upset with me because they're like, why would you waste your intellectual abilities on something so non-essential, basically? And at the time it bothered me, but now that I've been pursuing what makes me happy, I'm like, oh, it's such a warped perception. So basically, I just want to say you need intelligent people in entertainment, you need intelligent people in art, and you need intelligent people in design. If you didn't have them, we would have horrible logos and things would just be horrible in general. So if your child is artistically inclined and is looking into a career like in that field, help encourage them and help them research the best avenues, because it's not quite as streamlined and it's not this ladder that you climb as much as you do in a STEM or so industry. So find the best fit for them, if I can put it that way. I went to university, but I would often say that technical schools are almost better for certain kids that are more practically inclined. And that doesn't mean it's worse or better. We all have an equal chance in the performing and entertainment industry to make it big. You do not need a qualification, but I'm just someone that I always like to back up what I do and what I am with the fact that I've actually studied this. So I studied drama, and then I had a bit of an ego knockdown. I've been very hard on myself and didn't want to pursue that immediately, so I went to go on to study journalism and started working for an internship with VIA for a long time, and I loved it, but it wasn't quite for me. I don't like the 9-to-5 type job, so I ended up just building up my jewelry brand, which I've always made costume jewelry on the side. It's been like a hobby of mine for the longest time, and I found so much joy in that. I always joked it was my cheap therapy, and it really has stayed that way. And then my dress rental organization, I've just always enjoyed making people beautiful. So those I pursued full time, and then eventually ended up going back to university to do my marketing degree now to boost these businesses. But I'm still pursuing a career in presenting and acting, as well as these two side businesses I'm doing, just because I found that beautiful things and beautiful people and freedom of expression is something that makes me feel alive. So yeah, I just think if you can see in your children or in your friends that something in the arts makes them happy and makes them tick, who are you to tell them that's not the way? I think if we are creative about it and entrepreneurial about it, I've been able to take care of myself financially with pursuing this lifestyle. And I think it is possible if you're hardworking, you're focused, and you look at it as a business and not just as a hobby. So I motivate you, if you are autistic, fully embrace that side of yourself and go out there and change the world and make it a more beautiful place. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Morning guys, I often get asked this question about which knot is probably the easiest to tie a wire to a shark trace. I'm going to use rope obviously just for illustration purposes. So go from the inside of the hook, put your wire through, wrap it around 5 times. There we go. Take the other tag end, push it from the back and pull it tight. Now you'd have no kinks on your wire, which is nice and straight. You can trim this tag end off, very easy, and it can only pull tighter towards the eye of the hook. This also goes for monofilament lines, as you can see. And your line again will be nice and straight. There you go.
Ja, Leandre, en hier kom ons aan die einde van nog 'n interessante episode van Kletskompas hier by die kus.
Ja, nee, en soos julle kan sien het ons 'n nuwe vriend gemaak.
Yes, die klipman van Swakopmund.
Ja, moet nou nie vergeet om te gaan loer daar op ons webwerf www.irongo.com.na waar ons vir julle die nuutste en die varsste nuus bring hier van die kus en van die Irongo streek. Loer dan ook daar op ons Facebook, Instagram en Twitter pages en moet nou ook nie vergeet om vir ons nuusbrokkies of vertel vir ons wat maak jy gedurende hierdie lockdown period en WhatsApp vir ons 'n video, 'n voice note, 'n foto na 0811 7040.
Ja, sê, en dan kan julle ook weer donderdag saam met ons kuier, donderdag namiddag. Ons doen community talk, so join ons gerus.
Ja, waar ons vir julle nog nuus van bring vanaf die kus en vanaf die streek, want dit is mos lekker hier by die see, of hoe oud is.
Altyd lekker by die see.
Onthou asseblief, wees veilig, kyk na jouself, was jou hande en bly asseblief by die huis.
En meter distance, meter uit mekaar uit.
Ons sien julle dan weer. Totsiens.
Wat is COVID-19? COVID-19 is 'n nuwe siekte wat jou longe en lugweë aantas. Dit word deur 'n koronavirus veroorsaak. Wat is die simptome? Hoes, koors, minstens 38 grade Celsius en kort asem. Onthou, maskers is vir gesondheidswerkers en mense wat reeds siek is. Maak seker inligting wat gedeel word kom van 'n betroubare bron af. Moenie opgaar nie, winkelvoorraad sal wel aangevul word. Inentings teen longontsteking beskerm jou nie teen COVID-19 nie. COVID-19 kan nie deur muskiete oorgedra word nie. Basiese beskerming teen COVID-19. Was hande gereeld. Maak hande gereeld en behoorlik met handreiniger of seep en water skoon. Bly op 'n afstand. Bly minstens 'n meter van iemand wat hoes of nies weg. Moenie aan jou oë, neus en mond raak nie. Hande raak aan baie oppervlakke en kan virusse optel. Wanneer jou hande besmet is, kan die virus na jou oë, neus en mond versprei. Nies en hoes in 'n sneusie of in jou elmboog in. Bedek jou mond en neus met jou gebuigde arm wanneer jy hoes of nies. Gooi die sneusie dadelik weg. Feit of fiksie. In die sosiale media word mites versprei oor hoe mense die nuwe koronavirus kan stop of hoe om COVID-19, die siekte wat dit veroorsaak, te behandel. Hier is 'n paar feite om die kaf van die koring te skei. Met betrekking tot oordrag, fiksie. Die nuwe koronavirus kan deur muskietbyte en in Chinese kos versprei word. Die feit is nee, die nuwe koronavirus is 'n respiratoriese virus wat hoofsaaklik deur druppeltjies van 'n geïnfekteerde persoon versprei word wat hoes of nies of uit asem is of deur druppeltjies, speeksel of afskeiding van die neus. Beskerming. Fiksie. Om gereeld jou neus met 'n soutoplossing uit te spoel sal keer dat jy met COVID-19 geïnfekteer word. Feit nee. Daar is geen bewyse om gereeld jou neus met 'n soutoplossing uit te spoel jou teen die siekte gaan beskerm nie. Daar is geringe bewyse die gereelde spoel met 'n soutoplossing kan sommige mense help om vinniger van 'n gewone verkoue te herstel, maar dit voorkom nie lugweginfeksies nie. Fiksie. In die sosiale media word daar ook beweer deur jou hele lyf met kloor of alkohol te bespuit, jy jouself teen infektering kan beskerm. Nog iemand beweer deur met bleikmiddel te gorrel of reuse volumes water te drink, die virus op 'n manier uit jou lyf gewas word. Die feite hier rondom is, daar is geen bewyse om die beweringe te staaf nie. Goeie higiëniese praktyke, soos om gereeld jou hande te was en noue sosiale kontak te vermy, kan help om die risiko van infektering te verminder. Fiksie, handdroërs kan die nuwe coronavirus doodmaak. Die feit is nee, geen handdroër is doeltreffend teen COVID-19 nie, maar om gereeld jou hande met 'n alkoholgebaseerde handontsmetmiddel of met seep en water te was, is wel. Skoon hande moet baie deeglik met 'n skoon handdoek of 'n ligdroër droog gemaak word. Fiksie, koue weer, warm weer, sneeu, om knoffel te eet of 'n warm bad kan help keer dat mense met COVID-19 geïnfekteer word. Die feit is, daar is geen bewyse dat COVID-19 deur weeromstandighede en seisoene geraak word nie. Die beste manier om jouself te beskerm is om jou hande gereeld te was en kontak te vermy met persone wat wel geïnfekteer is. Op die manier kan jy virusse vernietig wat moontlik op jou hande sit en 'n infektering verhoed wanneer jy aan jou oë, mond en neus raak. Fiksie, jy moet altyd 'n masker dra as jy buite is. Die feit is nee, mense wat gesond is, die wat geen simptome van COVID-19 toon nie en nie met die siekte gediagnoseer is nie, moet net 'n masker dra as hulle iemand versorg wat 'n vermoedelike of 'n bevestigde COVID-19 pasiënt is. Maskers is net doeltreffend as jy hoes of nies en jy moet jouself isoleer. Dit is ook net nodig in kombinasie met gereelde hande was en ander gebruike vir persoonlike higiëne. Met betrekking tot die behandeling, fiksie en feite. Fiksie, antibiotika kan die nuwe coronavirus voorkom en behandel. Die feit is, antibiotika werk nie teen virusse nie en slegs teen bakterieë. Dit sal nie enige infektering van die nuwe coronavirus voorkom of behandel nie. Daar is tans geen spesifieke medikasie vir die behandeling van COVID-19 nie. Almal wat geïnfekteer is, kan matige simptome verlig en behandel met medikasie wat oor die toonbank beskikbaar is en wat parasetamol en aspirien vir koors insluit, volgens Reuters.